Can you tell us what your message is to these senators while we're walking?
Yes, federal workers start crying about losing her job. Say she could get a job in the private sector, but she just cared too much about her country. I don't know if you've seen this. They went up to Capitol to complain. I don't know. First, take a look at this.
I voted for Democrats my whole life. They never did anything they promised. They would come to the black church and sing some Negro spirituals with us and then disappear, peer. Once they got our vote, they never did anything they promised. I vote for a Republican once in my life, and this dude done did everything he promised on steroids. He ain't even been in office 2 months, and everything I voted for, I'm getting. It's amazing. Do he sleep? Like this dude, if he sleeps, he wake up on a mission to do what Nakia voted for. He said, Nakia want me to fix that border. I'm on it. Nakia want to make sure them tax dollars is being spent for Americans more than anybody else. I'm on it. Like this dude wakes up, I feel like, with me in mind. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he be thinking about me. It's like being at the casino. You put in that Democrat coin, you put it in and you pull the thing and you're going to win. You're going to win. You put in another Democrat coin and you pull the thing and no, you didn't win. You put in that Republican coin. I put in a Republican coin for the first time. Pulled the ding. I freaking won. Wow. So you know what that tells me? That tells me to never vote for Democrats again in life. Ever. Because you're not going to win with them. I voted for a Republican once. And hit the jackpot, honey. I will continue to do that again and again and
Mr. Musk, roughly a million employees.
It's not a high bar, guys. Come on.
Roughly a million employees have responded so far to this email. Does that mean that the remaining 1 million or so federal employees now risk being terminated? And is it your understanding and expectation when you post a directive on X that...
Yeah, it is amazing to see how people are waking up. They see the truth. This is someone, a Democrat for a very long time, but after observing what they do, every time they promise, they don't fulfill. The first time she voted for Trump and she's seen the result. Amazing, right? Now going into this meltdown, there are still people who don't appreciate what Trump is doing. He promised and he is doing exactly what he promised. When you take a look at this, federal workers start crying about losing her job, say she could not get a job in the private sector, but she just cares too much about her country. The moment came as federal workers went to the Senate offices to tell their stories. We have never had an issue with our performance and we are doing work for American public. We are patriot. We love our country. That is why we are taking these jobs that don't pay us. Hmm? Just take a look at what Elon Musk sent out the other day. Reply to an email what you did. Nobody was able. Just about, let's just say, a million people replied to that. Why others refuse to do that, immediately rush to the mainstream media to complain. Why can't you be accountable for what they have assigned you to do?
And I should say, we will make mistakes. We won't be perfect, but when we make a mistake, we'll fix it very quickly. So, for example, with USAID, one of the things we accidentally canceled very briefly was Ebola, Ebola prevention. I think we all want Ebola prevention. So we restored the Ebola prevention immediately, and there was no interruption. But we do need to move quickly if we're to achieve a $1 trillion deficit reduction in financial year 2026. It requires saving $4 billion per day, every day, from now through the end of September. But we can do it, and we will do it.
Mr. Musk, roughly 1 million employees.
It's not a high bar, guys. Come on.
Roughly 1 million employees have responded so far to this email. Does that mean that the remaining 1 million or so federal employees now risk being terminated? And is it your understanding and expectation when you post a directive on X that the cabinet secretaries will follow that order? Because several agencies have instructed employees that this is voluntary or not to respond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I guess it was like last week, the president encouraged me via Truth Social and also by a phone call to be more aggressive. And I was like, okay, yes, sir, Mr. President, we will indeed do that. The president is the commander-in-chief. I do what the president asks. And I said, can we send out an email to everyone just saying, what did you get done last week? And the president said yes, so it did that. We got a partial response. We're going to send another email. But our goal is not to be capricious or unfair. We want to give people every opportunity to send an email. And the email could simply be, what I'm working on is too sensitive or classified to describe. Like literally just, that would be sufficient. I think this is just common sense.
And what is your target number for how many workers, employees you're looking to cut total?
We wish to keep everyone who is doing a job that is essential and doing that job well. But if the job is not essential or they're not doing the job well, they obviously should not be on the public payroll.
There were 3 things that stood out to me from President Trump's first cabinet meeting. The first one being who spoke the most as soon as we saw them seated inside the cabinet room. After the HUD secretary offered the prayer and President Trump spoke, the next person up was Elon Musk.
Can you tell us what your message is to these senators while we're walking?
I think it's really cruel to fire people for poor performance when they've only had great feedback. We've never had an issue with our performance, and we're doing work for the American public. We're here for safety, and we're patriots. We love our country. That's why we're taking these jobs that don't pay us in the private sector. I'm an accountant. I could get a private sector job tomorrow, but
Yes, this is how it is done. Elon Musk is working under Trump like a tech support. What the mainstream media seem not to understand is that this is what is happening. Every single day, Elon Musk this, Elon Musk that, Trump this, Trump that. They're not getting tired. At a certain point, I'm fed up when I hear this. You've seen this video and the email that came out. Some people responded, some did not respond. They rushed to the mainstream media to defend themselves. Why they didn't reply to that email, Trump made it clear he will not blink. You need to be accountable for what you are doing. If you say you are being employed, why can't you be able to tell us what you're doing? That is very simple. This is what I did. This is what I did. This is what, simple as that. But you have that time to rush to CNN. So, to buy time, right? The second email will soon go out. If you don't respond, I believe that will be the end of your job. According to what Elon Musk said here, amazing. You should be able to get money, or they should pay you based on what you are doing. Don't just sit and you want to be paid. If you want to eat, work for it. That is what I'm observing with the Trump administration, and it's amazing, all true.
Day basis. There are also individuals who have onboarded as political appointees at every agency across the board to work alongside President Trump's cabinet to find and identify waste, fraud, and abuse, and they are working on that effort every day.
So is Elon
Reagan,
Musk the administrator?
Reagan.
Thanks, Caroline. On Doge, last night Elon Musk said that a failure to respond a second time will result in termination. Will there be additional rounds of the "What did you do this week" email from Doge to federal workers? And what's the guidance on the federal workers who've been instructed by their agencies not to reply?
So a couple of things on this. First of all, let's just take a step back and talk about this idea. The president sent out a truth last weekend to Elon Musk saying he loves everything Elon is doing and he wants him to be even more aggressive because Doge thus far has proven incredibly successful.
Only in government work can you say, I don't have to come into work and I don't have to tell you what I did and I still want to get paid. Sign me up for that. Nuts.
Oh! Have we determined if those are effective workers? Is it based on performance? Are you going in with the scalpels? Come on!
We want the bureaucrats to be traumatically affected.
Elon is doing, it's saying, are you actually working? If you don't answer, you are fired.
Of federal workers, and it is just plain wrong.
And it's random.
It's abusive.
random.
Swore my oath as a civil servant, honor of a lifetime.
I think he wanted to draw attention to how, when I heard this, almost simultaneously, I got an email and it said, this is time for your annual review, Victor. Would you please list all the things that you have done and for the entire year, day by day? And we do that every year. Everybody does that.
To be facing a backlash and in and out of D.C.
Thank you guys for always being there sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. Please always share the videos. If you notice clips after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithm.
She was asked this week.
There was a meeting behind closed doors a short time ago between the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass.
Departments.
When I talked about it, it's from the city, from the...
I mean, I don't know how many sets you visited, but everybody was like, and you get, the closer you get to the actual set where the shooting is, and then that red zone.
And he did this little dance, like, I've been talking with these, with the governor of Hawaii about what to do. We got some ideas, especially we're going to have some meetings. Like, he's
really?
Oh, show it to him, Jamie. It's so creepy.
Around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward.
Never in California questioned whether or not we as taxpayers in the largest state in the union should support the people of Louisiana at a time of emergency and need. We never condition it.
These people don't actually care. They're not actually trying to...
There's no chance of re-election.
The city will only purchase from vendors that support...
When we had a fire when Trump was president, and he came in and he said, you don't rake. you don't rake.
The city of the Palisades is burning, and, I flew here last night. I was on a plane.
You getting water to areas that need...
He's been trained.
Yeah, and then I think all our tax dollars probably went for Gavin's hair gel.
The Democratic Party has about everything.
The next department that appears to be on the chopping block is the Department of Education. Just earlier today...
Tyranny is rising in the White House.
My show had value.
PM hour all the other nights except for Mondays.
Carolyn, I was wondering if is Elon Musk going to attend the president's